Marketing That Works is the podcast for business owners who want to move their brand forward so that they can bring in more sales and clients. I'm Danielle Harris, and I'm bringing you what I know from more than 12 years of experience in traditional and online marketing. I have created marketing strategies for businesses of all sizes, from multi-million-dollar corporations to early-stage online businesses. Remember, some marketers chase fads. I believe in mastering the fundamentals.
We are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the Marketing That Works podcast. That's a big deal for me, y'all. And to celebrate this, I actually want you to be featured on the episode. So to mark 1 year, I'm going to be doing a special Q&A episode. This is where you're going to get a chance to anonymously ask whatever questions that are coming up for you in your business. It could be about systems, it could be about creating content, it could be about, how do I actually get going on doing this strategy that I can't seem to get started on. Anything that you want to ask, I want to answer. Go to the link in the show notes and you'll get instructions on exactly what to do and how to submit your questions. The deadline to submit is February 26th. Now, if you're listening to this episode after that date, still submit. I just might do a whole episode based on your question. Go to the show notes and submit today. All right, let's get into today's episode. You feel like you need to build out your coaching curriculum through adding more modules or more videos or more templates before it can even get off the ground and actually be a full business. Now, for clients that I've previously worked with, especially the ones who have worked with fewer than 30 clients, I see them wanting to pause their marketing, pause their one-on-one coaching because they feel like, yeah, I have to have the workbooks. I have to have all these modules before I can actually have and grow the business that I want. Because they've been in group programs where it was filled with these types of resources and they feel like the only way that their one-on-one container can actually be valuable, the only way that their business itself would grow is if they have something similar. And trust me, you'll build the workbooks, you'll have the video modules, but before all of that, before you have any of those things, I need you to have a solid framework, a framework that really is just going to be the core of all the steps and all the things that you need your people to believe so that they can get the success that they want. That is truly at the core what is needed for your business to grow and thrive. It's not all the video modules, it's not all the workbooks, it's not the templates. It is a core framework that's really going to help your business grow and thrive. So today I'm going to show you how simply establishing a clear framework is going to help you and your business take off without having to do all of this extra work. So here's the thing. I hear from a lot of clients that yeah, I want to have all of these things because there's just this sense of that's what needs to be done in order to be taken seriously. There's this level of credibility that comes with like, oh yeah, I have, this video vault. I have all of these workbooks. I have all of these resources. There's this level of, oh, like I'm for real if I have all of these things. And I have to say this really comes about because you see other people with growing and booming coaching businesses talk about the templates that help people. There are these coaches that talk about how like, oh, just this one video alone turned my client's life around. Like when you hear things like that, of course you're going to say like, yeah, I need to have that too. I need to have the workbooks and the templates and the videos and all of these other things in order to take my business to the next level. But it's not the video library or the workbooks or all those other things that build that credibility. It's really the frameworks and the concepts that you have. The videos that you want to create, they need to be rooted in a process that you have. The videos need to break down and demonstrate how your clients need to think and how they need to start doing things in order to solve their problems. Because look, if the process that you create isn't solid, if you don't have a solid framework, how is the video that you are looking to create going to be life-changing? Like, how is that going to happen? Now, let me tell you a story. I had this client and she came to me because she was ready to be a big name coach in the coaching industry. She had all this experience from a different niche. She was previously in the B2C business to consumer space, but now she was shifting into helping business owners grow their own coaching businesses. And she wanted to do what all the other business coaches online offered. She saw coaches who gave their private one-on-one clients access to trainings and access to workbooks. And because she was ready to really show up as this big name coach that she knew that she could be, she came to me talking about how she really couldn't start marketing her coaching business. And so she built out all this curriculum. And that's where I stopped her. I stopped her right there. Because what she was doing is she was slipping into comparison. She wanted to be taken seriously. She didn't want to look like she didn't know what she was doing. And she wanted to look like, oh, yes, this is why you're paying me the big bucks. This is why I'm charging high ticket. And I have all of these other resources to back this up. She wanted to be seen as credible. And for her, mapping out curriculums and workbooks and doing weeks of filming and designing all of the things and then paying for the systems that would host all these resources, for her, that was like, oh, that's the best use of my time. It's not. Spoiler alert, that's not the best and highest use of your time. That best and highest use of your time is breaking down all of your core concepts and fundamentals on which all of these other things can be created. I can go on a whole nother tangent, and I will. There's going to be a follow-up episode to this, but you need to start there. During our one-on-one session, I helped her to see that all she needed at this point was a clear and repeatable process that got her clients results. That is it. That was all that she needed at this point, a framework and concepts that she believed in and had proof that worked. And so that's what we did right there on that call. We walked through the process that she had developed in her previous niche and then walked through how she changed it slightly to get her current clients the results that they have as a business coach now. We looked at the work she did with past clients. We looked at what she learned, and she had a unique process for her business coaching clients that was proven that had results. And going through this process alone, she was just like, oh, actually, yeah, there is some credibility there. Going through this process, going through this exercise helped her to see that working with her in a one-on-one program, that was in fact something that people should be lining up to get into because she had proof that her own process was working. She had proof that, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. And she had this because we walked through this process and she could see clearly how, yeah, I've got a process that worked in 2 different industries. How many other business coaches out there are talking about that? That honestly, I gave her a nice little, like, oh, I can like sit up a little bit taller, come in here with more energy. Now, I'm going to be honest. She still wanted to film some videos. She still absolutely wanted to do that. But instead of filming all these videos, I told her to go and create marketing that talked about the concepts that we had just finalized. She talked about specific aspects of her business coaching ideas, things that she hadn't previously talked about, but she now was doing because it was a core aspect of the frameworks and the systems that we talked about and established. She was creating emails and IG posts. She was writing all this stuff with confidence because she felt like she had something solid she was basing all of her marketing off of. And because of that, people started reaching out to learn about how they can work with her in that process that she was talking about. And then one of the next times later when we talked again, she realized that talking about these concepts and ideas in her marketing was honestly just laying the foundation of what she would be talking about in these upcoming videos that she really wanted to do. Like it was really step 1. She wanted to jump ahead, but she really needed to get clear on like, oh, what are my frameworks? What are my concepts? What are the core things that I want to be teaching the people? And that just laying that out like that, she was just like, oh, okay, now I have a good idea of what I need to be doing. Something else that she realized was that before she was just really trying to look the part of like experienced, badass, knowledgeable business coach. But when we got down to actually like write down her process, all of the things that she had, she realized that she wasn't just looking the part. She was already, in fact, an extremely knowledgeable, incredible coach with so much value to offer, all without ever filming one video. So now I'm sure you must be thinking, yep, got it, Danielle. Got it, great. Frameworks help with credibility. You start yourself off, you get your knowledge all solidified, great. But I don't even know where to start with creating that because everything I do just kind of flows. It's just kind of natural. It's vibes. And I get that because I have a lot of clients who feel very similar. And for them, they're just like, oh, I'm going to create a curriculum and create videos because that's going to help me with the vibes and the flow and just like the naturalness of everything that I want to create. And I'm going to be so honest here. That makes 0 sense to me. You don't feel like you have a process, so you're going to then go and create workbooks and film videos to provide resources for a process that you don't have? Come on now. Really? That's what we're about to do? But like I said, I see this all the time. I mean, I had this one client who was a leadership coach, and she worked with executives for years and years in the corporate world. And now she, again, was working as a leadership coach. And she was getting amazing, amazing results for her people. But she felt like what she was doing, like she was just going with her gut each time. And she knew that she was good. But when she went to create resources, it just felt so hard because she felt like she didn't have something that she could just give to everyone. She felt like she needed to create something brand new for each person who needed something. And that's because she very much felt like, yeah, it just kind of flows. It's just really dependent. I don't know. I don't have anything, but I want to create all these resources and all these things for people. And it just became a prospect that felt so overwhelming because she felt like she needed to create so much for people in order for it to be valuable. So when we started to work together, I helped her to break down and see like what things she was just doing that felt intuitive for her and make that into something that she can actually go and run with and have it be repeatable. So what I had her do was to do this one particular exercise. I had her to go through like 4 different clients, and I told her to think about the 4 most different clients that she could think of. 4 different problems, 4 different work situations, 4 different types of women. And I had her to break down all the problems that they had, all the things that they came to her with, all the solutions that they wanted to get. And as she was talking about this, I noticed a pattern. As she was telling me about each of the women, I realized that she took them through the exact same steps. No matter the leadership level, no matter the industry, no matter the situation, she took her people through the same steps. Now for her, she kept thinking like, oh, I have 4 different people with 4 different solutions. And in just one session, I helped her to see that, yeah, she had 4 different people, but she took them through one process, through her own framework. And for each of those women, she was able to come up with a result that was unique to them using her one process. And this made things so clear for her because when she was thinking about the resources to add to her program, she was thinking about the tons and tons of things that she needed to add for so many situations. And it was just so overwhelming. But in just one afternoon, she realized that she took every single one of her clients through her own unique process because she did in fact have a process. It just wasn't branded yet. And from that, she created a system in which they could all get results. We took what was in her head and turned it into a clear framework. And suddenly what felt like she was just winging it and vibing the entire time, it turned into a structured process that she could really explain to her potential clients. She had something she could create resources around that she could talk clearly about in her marketing, that she could talk about and say like, hey, this is how I can get you results. She could talk about it with so much more confidence, more so than just like, yeah, it just happens. No, it didn't just happen. She was able to identify, and together we were able to pinpoint, here are the exact steps that I take you through to get you your result. This is how it happens. And I can guide you through that. And for her, that was so powerful. It was so life-changing. And so we've got my leadership coach, and she has her clear framework. And not only does she feel more confident because she has this, she also has something that's so solid that's going to help her when she eventually gets that question of, okay, but what exactly do I get from working with you? Which brings me to the third reason why having a framework is so powerful and necessary to take your coaching business to the next level. It helps you to clearly communicate what your clients will get when they work with you. So here it is. I know that you want to go straight to you'll get a breakthrough and you'll be transformed and you'll get X amount of hours of trainings and da 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 da. But instead of vague promises like that, I want you to say, here's exactly how we'll work together and here's how each step builds on the last one. I mean, like, let's say that you're a money coach who struggles to explain your offer. You say things like, we'll work together on your money blocks and you'll feel more confident with money, which is fine. But like, if you were to work with me, I'd help you to get way more specific. And part of being more specific is having clear concepts and frameworks. Because with the concept, you're talking about the specific result that you're helping to get a client. Like, let's say you're a money coach and you talk about your concept of stopping overspending. So your people would know, one, that by working with you, they're going to stop overspending because you talk about that concept all the time. And two, they know that you have a specific process that can help. So when they decide to work with you one-on-one, they know that they will get the specific details about how to put your concepts into practice. Your marketing becomes so much more powerful when it is rooted in the tools that will help get your clients the results that they want. Your tools and resources become much sharper when rooted in your concepts and ideas, and they build all on each other. So before you start making more videos, more workbooks, more templates, I want you to focus on your frameworks first. And next week, I have an episode dedicated to talking more about this and the particulars for that. So take a look out for that. But this, it is the key to building that credibility that you want that will help your business to take off. It is how you'll take what honestly just comes naturally and just feels like a vibe and turn it into a repeatable process that helps you show how powerful your coaching is. And is how you will make clear to your audience what they will get by working with you. That's why in my one-on-one marketing and messaging program, we spend time creating your framework. It is one of the biggest tools that you have to grow your business. I'll help you break down the brilliant process that is already in your head and help you turn it into a framework that showcases your knowledge so you can clearly explain to your dream clients how they can get results that they want. To learn more about this, head to the show notes to book a call. The key to growing your business is simply talking about the concepts and the frameworks that your clients need to get what they want. And when you work with me one-on-one in the blueprint, I'm going to show you how to create just that. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.
If you want more marketing that works right in your inbox, head to the show notes and sign up for the email list. You'll be the first to know how you can work with me on mastering your marketing.